Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you, and good morning. My name is Ruhi Khan, and I'm a rising freshman at New York Charter High School. During the 8th grade, while choosing an idea for my term paper, I not only gained a topic, but a role model. Malcolm X's story may not be as well known as Martin Luther King Jr., but he was equally important to the civil rights movement. One day, when Malcolm X's mother was home alone with her 3 young children and pregnant with him, Ku Klux Klan members came pounding at their door with shotguns and rifles, demanding Malcolm's father, the Reverend Earl Little. Even before his birth, Malcolm X was feeling the effects of being a civil rights activist given to him in his blood from his father. Events like this continued throughout Malcolm X's life, into adulthood, leading him into a life of crime and dissatisfaction. Malcolm moved to New York City and in Harlem gained his infamous nickname, Detroit Red. Inevitably, Malcolm X was caught for some criminal endeavor or the other, and he was sent to prison. There, Malcolm began reading and studying and embraced the honor roll student persona he was able to have as a child. Malcolm discovered the magnificence of faith, specifically Islam. He had read books on Islam, and in prison, he converted. This was the first of 2 very big changes in his life. Malcolm X found a purpose. He wanted to do good, not bad. So after he was released, Malcolm X became a member of the Nation of Islam. Its leader, Elijah Muhammad, was Malcolm X's idol, and he respected him immensely. The Nation of Islam was a black supremacist group, meaning that their goal was not to spread equality, but to put down non-blacks, and said that race defined one's level of superiority. Malcolm X began preaching the NOI's theory, and with his charismatic personality and powerful way of speaking, Malcolm X quickly caught the attention of not only fellow African Americans wishing for a better life, but whites intent on keeping their power. Soon, Malcolm X had overtaken the Nation of Islam and had become the main spokesperson, becoming even more popular than Elijah Muhammad. But even more influential in American history, Malcolm X's growth caused something else. Malcolm X's encouragement of self-defense and fighting back was often misinterpreted as violence, but someone who didn't advocate violence was Martin Luther King Jr. Although most who enjoyed their ways of discrimination disliked the civil rights movement altogether, having people fight back against unfair treatment caused problems for them. So it's not like Malcolm X's words can be hidden, but they could get overwritten. Newspapers, radios, and TV would feature MLK rather than Malcolm X. MLK was propelled into popularity that gained him support from not just blacks and whites, not just blacks but whites too, whereas Malcolm X was feared by whites. When Elijah Muhammad was caught with several affairs, some even bearing children, Malcolm X was distraught. All of his thoughts and beliefs crashed in on him, and rather than keep silent like Elijah Muhammad wanted, he renounced his membership and left to complete Hajj. Hajj is an Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca once a year. Muslims must complete this pilgrimage at least once in their lives. It's a 3-day event including Eid al-Adha, a holiday celebrating Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, and his devotion to God, as he was willing to sacrifice his own son to God. While on Hajj, Malcolm X achieved yet another remarkable life change. He saw people of different skin colors interacting as equals. Up until now, Malcolm X had only received hostility from other people of other skin colors. But while on Hajj, he saw that not only is racial equality an option, but a completely real and achievable concept. He realized that the Nation of Islam's beliefs and philosophy did not overlap with Islam. After discovering that he was doing bad yet again under Elijah, he still managed to reform himself. He changed his name and took on a new philosophy. After Hajj, Malcolm X, now El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, preached equality and peace. Sadly, he did not make as large of an impact as he could have, as he was assassinated by a member of the Nation of Islam. There were 3 major parts in Malcolm X's life, with 2 major changes in him and his philosophy. Malcolm X went from crime to good intent with good outcome. Being misled isn't a bad thing, unless your ways and mistakes aren't noticed and you don't improve yourself. Malcolm X is a perfect example of being misled and changing himself till he got to the right place. And his life taught me that. Not many people are able to recognize their flaws, and even if they do, reforming themselves completely is even more rare. Malcolm X did this not once, but twice, in a way that benefited those who needed it. When African Americans suffered from racial inequality, he stood up for them because they couldn't. This is the Islam Malcolm X taught me, to recognize flaws and address them with changes. And with your improved self, go out and do something to make other people's lives easier and better. Malcolm X, as a Muslim and as an American, is a very influential role model to me. And in his words, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Thank you.